But when it comes to knee support, we want 360-degree support of all the muscles around the whole limb, affecting up into the hips, the knee, calf and the foot. But you can see here the hamstring, the joint line is just here. So the hamstrings connect about 1 inch below the joint line. The calf then connects about 1 inch above the joint line, which means they act like a monkey grip. So calves and hamstrings, having them strong, massively support the knees and take away pain in the knees too, especially pain in the front of the knees. Osteoarthritis that's just come from seemingly out of nowhere with no accident. It means that you're not using the joint well at all. So when we're looking at knees, we need to look at what's happening with the foot, what's happening with the ankle, what's happening with the hip, even what's going on with the diaphragm, rotations of the pelvis, that kind of thing. So load sharing is the key point when it comes to knee osteoarthritis and any knee problems. So what load sharing means is, like, if I have to lift something heavy, if I just lift it all myself, or if I don't lift very well for starters, then all the pressure goes in my back. If I use my legs to lift, I've just shared the load with not just my back, but with my legs now too. And if I'm using my shoulders well, I'll spread it through my back better too. So that's sharing load through the body, so it doesn't just go on one point. So if I squat down and I just keep my body upright and I start squatting down, all the force, I'll better see here, see how my knee goes so far forward? That means that all the load is going here, mainly all here. This is going to stuff my knee in no time. If I was to do 10 reps of that every day, probably about a week, I'll have knee pain. So what I need is that when I bend from my hip or hinge from the hip goes back. And as much as my hip goes back, my knee goes forward. There. This here, I've got hardly any force going into my knee. It's going through into the foot. And I feel my glute get involved here straight away. I'm actually using my back very well too. So when I park my butt on this chair, or with just more weight on this leg, I bend from the hip. And I'm sitting down that way, I lean forward, push through the whole foot. And the 3 points on the foot I need to use is the middle of the heel, knuckle of the big toe, and knuckle of the little toe. So this tripod here, that should share the weight through the whole foot. If I put weight only on my ball of my foot, and I go to lower myself down without even bending backwards, that's even worse. I have more force going into here. That's why knees get osteoarthritis way too early, because the joint's just doing the wrong thing all the time, too much load going through it. So we want to strengthen your hips, the thighs, the vas medialis muscle here, strengthen your hemis and your calves big time, because they connect behind the knee like a monkey grip and they support the whole knee. Load sharing is what needs to be done. If you have knee problems, you need to learn how to load share, how to exercise your legs really well, get the right muscles strengthened up. That's a game changer.